Mining expert Dr. Adwoa Boaduo joins us now to talk about this. As mining expands across the continent, and of course there are various undertakings in East and Central North Africa as well. If we think about the Lobito corridor stemming from Angola all the way up into the DRC, the output seems to be expanding on the continent. But have we gotten safety practices right?
So thank you so much for this opportunity. I believe that, and I will speak in the context of South Africa, we are on the path of getting safety right. It's a gradual progression and it takes time. So when you look at the South African mining safety statistics and we look at the fatalities, you realize that from the DMPR report, our fatalities have come down from over 70 in 2021 to about 41 in 2025. And it shows that there's some improvement, but it also, when you look at the statistics, they also tell us that we are reaching a plateau between 2023 and 2025. And, unfortunately, we are still injuring people, and we are still, our industry is causing people to lose their lives, and every fatality and every injury is one too many. So my answer to that is, in the context of South Africa, we are definitely making progress, and it is gradual. It is definitely up the agenda of many mining companies, even companies that support miners in the form of contractors, in the form of stakeholders, the DMPR, the Minerals Council. It's definitely up the agenda. The progress is steady, it's going down, but it's a gradual, it's a very difficult journey, but there's been some progress.
Yeah, let's talk about some of those statistics. I mean, it's a significant drop from 70 in 2021 to less than half of that by 2025. Importantly, what are the trend lines telling us about which mining practices, which commodities, and which geographies perhaps contribute the most to fatalities and serious injuries?
Okay, so again, in the context of South Africa, the South African mining industry, unfortunately, most or 50% of the fatalities that we experienced last year came from our gold miners. And you find that our gold miners are still the ones that are using your more manual or labor-intensive or conventional mining, followed by the platinum miners. And most of these remaining fatalities come from, we call them high energy risks in mining, which are rock falls underground and people interacting with machinery or equipment. And that's one of the most effective ways to address this, which I know the South African mining industry is focusing on, is separating the people or moving the people away from the dangers or the hazards. The industry is making a strong focus on engineering solutions, mechanization, automation, and new technologies. But in these particular commodities, because of the design of the mine, again, we call them conventional mines, it's very difficult to bring in technological solution. Imagine trying to drop a network cable 3 to 4 kilometers underground. It is very difficult, but there's progress being made. We know that they're trialing technologies, they're making the necessary investments, and the relevant stakeholders, government, private sector, Minerals Council, DMPR, they are holding them accountable. So that's what I'm definitely aware of. Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about liability. One of the rules around safety in any sort of industry is that make it too expensive for the operators to not make it safe, right? That is to say that the cost for a fatality or risk or serious injury or perhaps even just an accident must be so high that mining companies and operators take every possible step to ensure that it does not happen. Do we place enough liability and sanction hard enough mining companies and operators and contractors for non-compliance in instances where injuries and fatality does come as a result of non-compliance to safety protocols and standards?
Yes. Yes, I believe the government or the DMPR sanctions hard enough. When you work on mines, you see that, when people blatantly disregard safety, they lose their employment, they're suspended, their legal appointments are withdrawn. Contractors lose it affects their reputation and they lose contracts. So I believe the form of punishment is really at its a part of its harshest. We've seen people go to court. Definitely, I believe that the liabilities then is quite high.
Yeah, and just lastly, are we using technology in the right way, at least for mining companies that perhaps don't have major multinational conglomerates sitting behind them to ensure the safety of people? For instance, you mentioned earlier on automation. We can talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning as a technology that can be used to ensure better practices around safety. Do you notice trends across the sector and the industry of such application?
Fortunately, in the role that I'm in at the moment, I get to see how the different mining houses across the South African mining industry manage safety. And I believe that we are making progress, but I think it's quite slow, given the speed at which the rest of the world is moving. It's even though we are definitely trying to eliminate and substitute, people will be a part of our mining industry for the foreseeable future, and they're at the heart of mining. So at the end of the day, we can bring in as much technology as possible. I'm seeing mines trialing AI. I've seen them improving their safety management systems, trying to move from data to information to insights that influences behavior. But at the heart of this, Oliver, we have people. And we have a law in the South African Mine Health and Safety Act that says when people don't feel safe, they have the right to withdraw. So I think the most important factor here is, as leaders in the mining industry, we must enable people to follow that law. People must not have the fear to report risks and report hazards and withdraw at the expense of production. We must emphasize the message that your life is more important than whatever we are producing, because you only get one life.
Yeah.
So I believe that even if we have all of that technology, people will remain in the center of mining for the foreseeable future. And we need to create that psychological safety that you do not risk your life for mining. And that's an organizational culture.
Yeah.
So just to summarize, yes, there's progress being made. I see technology, AI, modernization being implemented across different operations, but people remain at the heart. And if people don't have that safety to walk away when their lives are in danger, no, it does not matter. You cannot engineer that solution out.
Yeah, certainly. When production numbers are down and shareholder risk is high, that should not trump the safety of those operating in those mines. Thank you so much, Dr. Adwoa Boaduo. Thank you so much for your time and your insights. Really always a pleasure to speak to you.